the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on the channel, I show you how to make money in crypto, sometimes in studio, sometimes not. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back from Miami. Somebody says Plan B predicted that I would be late today. So I guess that's the BitBoy time stock to flow. Still valid. Hey, what do y'all think about that stock to flow chart right now? I thought we were supposed to be at 98K by the end of November, right? Which I thought was going to happen, but we didn't. How are y'all? I want to know, how are y'all feeling about the stock to flow chart at this point? I told you I do not believe we will get above the median line on that for this cycle. We'll have to see what happens, but they say I'm looking like a sexy cougar.
Or a liger. Is that what that is?
No, this is not a liger. Ligers do not have stripes.
Oh.
Ligers are solid like lions. I think the liger is the female tiger and male lion. Because you know there's also a tigon, which is the opposite. I may be getting them confused, but that's the opposite. So I was really into hybrid animals for a while. You know, I've been into a lot of weird things. Okay. All right, guys. Just got back from Miami. We had a great time. We killed it. The Blockchain Influencer Awards were handed out down there. We got a total of 7 of those awards. I think there were only like 13 or 14 categories. So we won Influencer of the Year, Funniest Influencer back-to-back. I won the Golden Upvote, the most prestigious award. That's back-to-back-to-back for me on there. And, yeah, it was real fun. And I think we're going to take them over from now on. We're going to go out on top. Hit Network won an award. New Money Gang or J-Chains won an award. So definitely some really cool stuff. So Dapper Crypto says, Cardano gang, let's go. Is Cardano moving? We'll have to look at that here in just a minute. So, guys, let's go and get started. We did tick up. We're at 1.42 million subscribers now, heading towards 1.5 million subs. We are also at 704,000 here on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. You can get, all the new information on the latest Pluto Alliance stuff there, which you can also follow Pluto Alliance. This is NFT Justin. Justin has 5,000 followers on Twitter.
Look at him go.
Wow. I'm really proud of him. I remember when he had 18 for so long. Let's see here. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, 374K. Somebody sent a message to my wife, by the way, and she said, there's a really clever impersonator impersonating your husband. It's called Dad Jokes for the Win. It's like the one time it's not actually an impersonator. It's really neat. Yeah, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok, 2.7 million followers there. So a lot of good stuff. Let's check out the markets. I know that's what everybody wants to do here. Don't forget, hit that like button for us. First thing you guys should be doing when you come into the channel is hit the like button. Definitely helps us out for the future. Bitcoin is struggling today. Struggling. $56,196. How many times have we seen this? We have seen the price of Bitcoin go up and then come right back down. And here, I believe, is the lesson. Okay, and we're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk more about the Bitcoin chart here in a little bit. Here's the lesson. Look at where this price is stalling out at, okay? I told you guys before, one of the important things as this price gets moved up is to look for the price points where you can pull out, okay? It has been so hard to get above $60,000. Number one, that $60,000 will act as very strong support when we finally flip it. But this $56,000 to $60,000 range, specifically really $56,000 to $59,000, this is a really, really strong level here, okay? So when Bitcoin does start going down, this will probably be, I would argue, this would probably be your last exit point that'll make sense. Bitcoin goes up to 100K, it drops back down to 75. Everybody's saying, no, it's going to 300, it's going back up, it's going back up. Then it falls back down to this range. When it gets back down to this range, you can pretty much be, very sure that it is going to go well below this range. So I do believe, now I don't have specific numbers I've been given like I have for the tops. I'm looking at $29,000. The May low is probably where Bitcoin will go back down to in the bear market. If it goes to 100K or 105K, goes back down to 29K, that still is a much lower drop than we've seen in other bear markets. So that suffices the people that say it's not going to drop as far, right? 70% versus 85%, 72, 73%, whatever that would work out to be, depending on how high it goes. So I've got a lot of confidence in this level right now and stuff like that. So, all right. So Ethereum at 44.67. It is now down for the week. Thank you, Bitcoin. Binance Coin was not able to meet new all-time highs. Solana doing pretty well for the week still. It's the only one that's really green outside of Terra, which is crushing it this week, up 51%. If you guys remember a while back, I told you that Terra Luna was one of the top projects that's the most predictably, that moves the most predictably upwards in this bull cycle consistently. So continuing to back that up. And I was surprised how many people in that conference were asking me about Terra. So a lot of people. Looking at the overall market cap, we're now back under 2.6 trillion. 24-hour volume, $123 billion. Bitcoin dominance down, which is quite interesting, considering usually when we see Bitcoin go down, we actually see dominance go up because people are feeling another move in the altcoins going down. Your gas is extremely expensive here at 52 Paraguays. To send a transaction, ETH dominance at 20.6%. So look at the biggest gainers for the last 24 hours. IOTA doing some stuff with the European Union. Cardano, look at that, up when everything else is down, but still down for the week at $1.69. OKB, 5.84%. Sandbox, still just crushing it, is down 3.39% for the week. That is not a big pullback. That is only a natural flow down from where the markets have been. Uniswap and Terra. We're going to look at some really interesting stuff when we get over the Bitcoin chart and we start looking at what we're seeing in the overall markets. And we are seeing, generally Ethereum is, kind of breaking out away from Bitcoin right now. Biggest losers of the day, Kadena taking a pretty big L recently. Horizon, KuCoin shares, and Avalanche. I tell you, I think Avalanche, this pullback right here, this 10% pullback this week, personally, I think it's probably a really great time to get into Avalanche. So, guys, or TJ, actually.
Yes.
Wow, me and TJ back together again.
Look at that. Like the good old days.
I'm glad you left me from Will Smith. Or you left Will Smith to come back to me.
Yeah, he was cool. He definitely gets it, but there's nothing like home,
Nothing like home. How many likes we have? How many viewers?
Let's see. Right now we have 7,200 viewers, 1350 likes. So
That's a
I
pretty
think
good ratio.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I think we can get up with back in studio today, back up over at least 5,000 or 6,000 for the
Yeah,
day.
we can
No
at least
problem.
get these viewers back up to 10,000.
Yeah, we can definitely get to that.
Yeah, so what we need to do, guys, stop what you're doing. This is the most important thing you can do as a bit. Ooh,
how'd I do that?
Oh, I'm a ghost.
Ghosty Bit.
How did I do that? Oh my gosh, amazing. Guys, this is the best show in crypto. You guys know this. Do us a favor, hit that like button. It helps more people to see this video, more people to come in. It's the number one thing you can do as a member of the Bit Squad to help out the channel. We don't ask for any money or tips or any of that stuff. We care less. Just like this video. That is certainly what we appreciate. If you're watching on mobile, you got to click out of the mobile chat or out of the live chat, hit the like button and come back. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see 3 dots. Hit those. It'll say more actions or more options or something similar. And then hit react and then like this video. So we appreciate you. They did officially remove the counts from the dislike buttons.
Yeah.
So
Pretty wild.
sorry, haters.
All right, let's do some Q&A.
Let's do it.
First question about DecentralCon. What was the most interesting thing you heard, whether it was a project, conversation, or what was something you found most interesting from that conference?
Well, a lot of people are really bullish on Metaverse, rightly so. There is a feeling that, some of these coins are getting close to topping out, price speculation-wise. That could be accurate. I don't know if it will be. But that's why I continue to talk to people at the conference as well about learn ways to make money in the Metaverse outside of just buying the coins. And one thing that I was really interested to hear, somebody let me know that I don't feel like I knew this, that Animoca Brands is behind Blocktopia. And Animoca Brands, everything they touch turns to gold. So that makes, coming out of it, if you were to ask me like what Metaverse coin I'm the most bullish on potential-wise, I would definitely say it is Blocktopia. Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, it was interesting to me to see how many more retail facing products and projects there was, in conferences in the past, there's been a lot of B2B, whether it's a node or a hardware wallet, very techie related stuff, where this was a lot of gaming, shopping, art, things that consumers are interested in, not just other businesses. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. Ryan or Ryesh asking, how long do you think until a AAA gaming company will actually start rolling something out on a blockchain?
What is a AAA gaming company, TJ?
Like Activision, Blizzard,
Like the main ones,
the big dogs that have big funding to roll out major
Who does
games.
Fortnite?
Epic.
Are they AAA? You would say?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Until they roll out on blockchain. That's a great question. We're not there yet. We're certainly not there yet. I mean, we just had Sandbox, the alpha launched, right? On September or on November 29th. It does look really cool, which I was really disappointed to see that Sandbox didn't include our land in some of their trailers and their promos. I think they should. We're certainly going to have one of the coolest places in there. Well, I would say we probably do have the coolest place in there. We've been working on it forever. So would like to see them do that, but I think that they're probably sitting and waiting and seeing how Sandbox is going to do and seeing how some of these other ones are going to do, and then they're going to jump in. I don't think there's a doubt they jump in, but one thing I talked about in one of the panels I was on, which is, be careful. We're looking at price speculation right now, and it's going to go way up. But the price speculation is going to go down, and then we don't know what the interest level is going to be in the bear market when that happens. So, usually you see corporations get in when things are good and then pull back when things are not good. So we'll have to see how all that plays out. But if you were asking me for a timeline, I would say 3 years.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Basically, next cycle. Like their interest is peaked now, but like what you said, I think on that panel was great. That a lot of the actual building and development gets done in the bear market. So their conversations are starting now, but I mean, it takes a couple of years to roll out a AAA game regardless, let alone blockchain. So I think probably 3 years at least before we see major good, high demand games. So,
I would definitely agree with that.
Fuzzy Crypto, and he's not the only one. We're getting a lot of questions about extended cycle type stuff, but with 100K in December, and then if we were to see a big pullback, do you think it's possible for the slow run up for 200 to 350K until summer 2022 or late 2022, aka lengthening cycle?
Yeah, he also said that thoughts on me and Benjamin Cowan being right. That's not true. They're mutually exclusive. We cannot both be right. I could be right saying it hits 100K this year, but I said that will be the top. And then we are going into a bear market. So somebody said he sneak dissed me on Twitter, which is okay. We've got a little thing going over this. I mean,
I don't think he actually saw what they were talking about. I don't think he was referring to you at all.
Yeah. Well, and that's fine. I mean, I'm just going by what the guy said. But I mean, obviously me and Benjamin Cowan have a little thing going on with this where I think he's wrong. And I agree with him on diminishing returns. We agree on a lot of stuff. We agree. The funny thing is, we agree probably on like 95% of things, but this we, definitely strongly disagree. So it's become a thing. So it is what it is. It's cool. He's a good YouTuber. I like him. He's a friend. So, but I do think he's going to be wrong, and I do think we're going to be right. I think we will not see returns. Here's what's going to be really, really tricky. What's going to be really tricky is when we do hit 100K. What I still believe it's this month. Potentially next month, if you just, the dates are ticking here, but I still feel strongly it's going to be this month. But if we top out, let's say in January or whatever, when it starts to go down, that hopium of the lengthened cycle, I believe is going to get a lot of people wrecked. Because while we were telling people over the summer, do not sell your Bitcoin, do not sell your Ethereum, it's coming back up, a lot of people will take that message after we have topped out. And that's when a lot of people are going to get wrecked, I believe. So we're not going to push that message in the bear market.
It's funny. I was putting a lot of thought into this, last night. We're seeing volume start to die on different, like the hype is starting to fade a little bit. Things have been trading sideways, and I'm feeling like we might get one more really big rally, a really quick move up towards that 100K level, or like whenever we break 70 or 69, wherever you had the previous all-time high. I think it's going to happen quick and fast. And really, I mean, that's where I was planning to have conversations where next quick all-time high, we're probably moving a substantial amount of crypto over into stable coins, and especially like if it hits 90, real fast, keep an eye on starting to prepare to move, to move funds around, because especially if that's like, the 20th of December or something like that, so, next all-time high, I'm going to be really watching things really close.
For sure. I mean, around 80K, 80 to 90K, you got to look at taking profits for sure, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think slowly at first,
Mhm.
and the closer you get, the more you want to take out. So,
Right. And obviously start with Bitcoin, because alts run a little bit later. But that's what I was thinking, is like next Bitcoin major all-time high, so above 70, to look at moving a fair amount of Bitcoin into stable coins.
yeah. Well, it'll be fun. I mean, but we got to get this price moving at some point.
We got to get there. Yeah.
We got to get there. I mean, right now, I just, look, here's the thing. Bitcoin is not doing what the experts have said that it was going to do.
Nope.
Pretty much during this month. And I think someone keeps telling me that over and over again. Like, look, it's not doing what people are saying it's doing right now. Pay attention. And I think the main person there that would be the target of that conversation, which I'll get confirmation on probably in a few minutes, is Plan B and the stock to flow chart. It's going to be invalidated, and this is stuff I would have told you earlier in the year would absolutely not happen. But now, where we are, it looks like it is getting invalidated. It's not doing what the experts said. So, and we're gonna look at Bitcoin here in a minute. But where do you, DZ, you want to come up real quick? Yeah. So DZ's gonna come up. He's actually a 7.9. Yeah. Go ahead.
I got lifts in my shoes right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
See him real quick. All right, yeah, we just want to talk about Pluto Alliance. The drop just happened about 24 hours ago. We're over a quarter of them gone already. We just want to go over some of the utility. We got some real big things planned with this, and I got the green light to release a secret we've been keeping in the back pocket. All I'm going to say is with the V2, there might be spaceships. I'm hearing about spaceships, and not just a regular spaceship, kind of like an avatar, a trait-generated spaceship. We have some artwork, so there's some V2 spaceship news, and that's all I'm going to say. But we're going to be doing Super Bowl tickets. We're going to be doing a cruise. Comic-Con. Maybe you get to be in a cruise with DZ. I don't know. Well,
I'll be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he'll be at the Super Bowl. I mean, maybe have a foot long with Ben. Now, I got to talk him into letting me go on the cruise, but I want to go on the cruise. I want to go on the cruise with you. But yeah, cruise tickets, Super Bowl tickets. We're looking at some All-Star games. We're looking at, the Comic-Con, San Diego, maybe a TwitchCon, but all types of event tickets planned. Think of similar to a V-Friends type of situation where, yeah, you can go and you hang out and maybe hang out with one of these BitSquad members you see that you're watching. We appreciate you watching. So I think it'd be pretty cool to go to a Super Bowl with Ben. That'd be something I would like, if I was a BitSquad member watching at home. Maybe TJ will, we're trying to talk him into selling his love. That's not one of the events planned yet. Wink. We're not going to go into the details of that. But yeah, cruise with DZ, that'd be pretty cool. I'll have a Mai Tai with you or something. So yeah, huge events just dropped, v2.plutoalliance.com. Go mint. Minting ends in 6 days. So hurry, hurry, hurry. That's all I got to say. Pluto is a planet. Oh, yeah, lots of merch. Whole lot of merch. We're going to be making it rain, sweatshirts, shirts, beanies.
I want you guys to know something. TJ did not know who this is. Neither did Aaron. You know who this is. Thank you, DZ. Thank you, DZ. I could not believe TJ did not know who that was. They looked at me, Aaron and TJ looked at me like I had a giant robotic head.
Yeah.
And a brain in my stomach.
I didn't watch a ton of Ninja Turtles. I was thinking, like, it looks like a Ninja Turtle, but it's not green. So I was not allowed to watch shows with violence in it when I was younger. So
I was not allowed to watch MTV. My parents had it taken off the channel.
Oh yeah.
Off the TV.
My TV growing up had a key. So when my mom would leave the house, she would turn the key.
Y'all know Naomi. She's a stream.
Yeah, and she would take the key with her, so we couldn't even power the TV on. So yeah, it was intense. No Power Rangers. No, I had to go across the street and hang out with my friend James to watch Power Rangers.
God, James's mom, she was loosey goosey, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, they had
just letting you do whatever over there. Watch Power Rangers. Probably let you eat, cookies.
She's a nice lady. Joy was a very nice lady. And they had all the video game consoles.
You couldn't do magic shows either. Shows with magic.
No, actually, I did do a little bit of
Okay.
Magic, but
Ooh.
it was very, you got a very borderline. You know, Magic was a touchy subject for sure.
Yeah, Magic is always a touchy subject.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so here we are with the charts. And what I really want to do here is something a little bit different than we normally do. Number one, I did want to, point out now that we are back in studio exactly what I said yesterday. We did have this formation. Okay, now I want to show you guys something pretty interesting here when you look at this formation. Can they see the very bottom of that? They can, right? Yeah, okay. Look back over here. This is what I've been pointing to and saying, look at this formation and then look what happened from that green dot. Okay. Look here though. Okay. Look at this movement right here. Right now, since we got that green dot, this is about the same range that we were in at that point. So the fact is that we did get a big candle over here. We got a big candle over here. A little bit of sideways action for a couple days, specifically these three candles. We don't know what's going to happen by the end of today. So this right here is not confirmed. This pattern could still play out exactly like this one. So definitely something to watch. The only main difference here is if you look at, let me clear off all the circles I just drew here. If you look at the EMA ribbon, the EMA ribbon did kind of cross over here. You can see it got real tight and crossed over. That led to a big boom. We have not seen that over here yet. We have not seen this kind of crossover yet. So we actually saw it cross over into the white back here. And then just like it, right here, the same thing. And then it went gray for a while and then it crossed back over. So we're waiting for this to cross back over, but still, this is still a pretty bullish pattern in my opinion. And like I said, the charts, here's actually what you can look at a little more than even, excuse me, I almost choked and died just now.
Oh no.
On liquid. Here is the Newpol. You guys can see the Newpol started to pick back up. It's now kind of bounced again. Kind of looks like it's around a strong level of support. We haven't looked at the Newpol in a while. But what I really want to show you guys is if we go here and we go to, let's see, NASDAQ. Go to stocks, go to NASDAQ. See what this thing is doing here. What's interesting here is that, and this is on the daily chart for the stock market, okay? We've been sideways for a couple days, and you have to know that these swings are not nearly as big as Bitcoin's. This would have been 198 for the NASDAQ compared with where it peaked out up here at 215. So only a difference of about, well, let's see what the percent is. The percents are, let's see what that is. A 7.7% kind of volatility range there. What I've been told is watch the stock market. Watch the stock market and watch the traditional markets and watch what they do. Bitcoin is actually now kind of mimicking their movements. I don't know how long that's going to last. But something to watch here is the traditional markets. Now, you guys know the oil prices were getting out of control. That got taken care of in a matter of days, which is very interesting. But watch what the traditional markets are doing right now. It actually will give us some clues about Bitcoin. So real quick, before we get into the main story, I did want to point out we do have a sponsored segment today from Colony. You guys know we just did a story where we covered Avalanche DeFi, right? We covered Wonderland and also, what's the other one? Olympus DAO. These are two projects that we put $100,000 each into a couple of weeks ago. We think they're going to do very well. We're very excited about these projects. Anything on Avalanche right now, we're pretty excited about. Colony is now another one to watch out for. I said it is a sponsor segment, but anything on Avalanche is turning to gold right now. Colony Network successfully raised 18.5 million seed funding. It's going to launch in Q4 with public token sales. Crypto world continues to revolutionize its platform to stay competitive. As a result, the industry keeps gaining support from investors in and out of the space. Interestingly enough, Colony Network raised 18.5 million. It's a community-driven accelerator evolving into a DAO, something we told you is going to become more and more important. A decentralized autonomous organization.
Yep.
It aims to generate rapid growth in the Avalanche ecosystem. Let's see, it had funding from Shima Capital, Hashkey, GBV Capital, and Bixen Ventures. Wasn't Bixen one of the reindeer? Anyways, the CEO said they're looking to create deal flow. The native token is CLY. It will launch in Q4, and they did have Avalanche directly supporting them. So if you want to look for like some confirmation on, is this a good project? Like, is this legit? You know, whatever. You literally have a tweet where Avalanche is saying, Colony is a community-driven Avalanche ecosystem accelerator, bringing early-stage funding to projects and empowering teams building on Avalanche to reach their full potential. So give them a follow on Twitter, and thank you to Colony for supporting the channel. We really do like projects on Avalanche. Bitcoin tests traders' nerves. As
Sure
analyst, what's that?
I said, sure does.
Sure does.
Can't tell you how many times I'm tired of coming in the mornings, opening, sitting at my desk and looking at 56K or 54K or 57K. I feel like it's been a month. It's just testing the nerves is a good way to put it.
It's almost like being up until the Braves won, like an Atlanta sports fan.
Yeah.
It's like you go into the game and they do something real exciting and you're like, oh, this time it's going to be different. And then it drops back down to 56.
Yep.
Yep. Because that is how it's felt lately, but we get tricked every time. Every time you see it getting up to 58, 59, you're like, all right, this is it, and then goes right back down. But it is very frustrating. And I do feel the pain of people that are, kind of dependent upon the price of Bitcoin for gains and portfolios and returns and things like that, because we feel it too. But I told you guys a while back, we are going to see more and more of this $400,000, $300,000 to $500,000 price forecast. A lot of people are going to be talking about this. This is not going to happen, and this is going to get a lot of people wrecked. Bullish long-term Bitcoin price predictions contrast with the current status quo as buy-in targets dropped to 47,000. Bitcoin was on repeat on December 2nd as markets watched another attack on 60K in defeat. The pair briefly hit 59K into the Wall Street open the day before. Interesting, lining up with what I just told you. As soon as Wall Street opens, it starts to go down because Wall Street has been pretty disappointing lately. This failing to hold is another round of macro triggers, skewed sentiment to the downside. Look at this. Wow. See, I didn't even know this was in this article when I talked about that earlier. Bitcoin thus fell in line with stocks reacting to it. Interesting. It seemed to continue concern over the new variant. S&P ended the day down 1.2%. Below 60K, I remain cautious and bearish. That's what Michael Van de Poppe said. I mean, I get these numbers. I understand these numbers. I really do. I know where he gets this stuff. I know why these seem like accurate price targets, but they are not. They are not. Some of these, I do believe that, I don't think Chainlink's going to hit that high. I got Chainlink and Polkadot in the $150 to $200 range, I believe. Ethereum, $10,500 will probably be the top of that. So, from that perspective, I can definitely see that hitting in that range. Not sure about Zilliqa. Cardano, that's definitely, I think, is in the cards. Elrond, 1,500. That was a number I had pointed out earlier, so I think it could still hit there. This says, I don't know what that says, because it's not at 1,500. Interesting. He gives a DIA price target, or DIA. How long has it been since we talked about that one? Forgot that one even existed. So anyways, you're just seeing a lot of these people coming out talking about this stuff.
Also still says December's the best time for alts. He's not deterred that we're going to see a big pump in December. It did say that in there somewhere.
Let's see. Let's see. Levels to watch for buys, 53 to 54K zone and 47 to 50K zones for Bitcoin. When to buy altcoins? December. Nothing has changed past weeks. Well, yeah, because, we think they're going to run massively probably in January at this point. We're going to it's going to be so interesting to watch this mimic the last cycle, I think. Yep. Time-wise. It is going to be really interesting. So, and it's just so funny. Like, I would have never believed, if you would have told me that we would mimic the same cycle, that we would get December Bitcoin top and January an altcoin top, and that somehow people would still find a way not to think we're in a bear market for the entire year. The scenario has been laid out there for you now. The scenario has been laid out on how people are going to get tricked again. And it defies logic for me, but it is what it is. So, also, Jack Dorsey, now focused on making Bitcoin more than an investment. You guys know he did step down from Twitter and Square, I believe.
Well, and they're rebranding Square to Block. You heard that, right?
Square Crypto is now called Spiral.
Square Crypto, but Square
is called Block.
Block, yeah. There's a funny tweet somebody did. I think it was Blockworks group. You know, the Spider-Man, like everybody pointing at each other, and it's like, "Welcome to the club," and it's like Blockworks group, BlockFi, Blocktopia. You know, like all
everything.
The block companies.
Well, they're like rap names too.
Yeah,
like rap names. Like you can always substitute out like the word little, like Lil, like Lil Baby or Lil Wayne, or you can always put the word thug or the like G, or we used to do that with rap names. You would just find a random word and then you would just add that to the front or the back.
So what?
You get a cool rap.
Is
name.
your rap name Lil Bitty?
Lil Bitty, Lil Bitty. My rap name was MC Escher. That was my rap name.
Okay.
It was when I thought I was gonna be a rapper when I was younger. That was what I went by.
MC Escher? Is that what you said?
MC Escher.
How do you spell Escher?
ESCHER. Do you not know who MC Escher is?
No, I did, but it was just funny that you're saying that was going to be your name. I just didn't know if you were going
to. That's his actual artist name.
Right.
But it starts with MC, so I thought that was cool. So I was like, that would be a cool rap name, MC Escher.
Yeah, it does. Sounds good.
It's pretty good.
Lil TJ is a real rapper. Somebody said that.
Lil TJ is a real rapper, but he spells out the letters of his name.
Yeah, I used to do that.
TJ.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Lil XRP Sifu. It's pretty funny.
Lil Inu.
Okay. All right. Ethereum market cap is less than 50% away from flipping Bitcoin. ETH nears all-time price high. Quite interesting. Let's actually look at those raw numbers here for the market cap. Wow. Yeah, it is. It is literally $1 billion above 50% of Bitcoin. This is the first time all cycle we've seen this.
Wow.
I don't think we've seen the Ethereum market cap literally more than 50% of Bitcoin in this cycle yet. I think this is a first. Maybe when it peaked out for the first half of the bull run, but I don't think so. Maybe somebody can correct me if that is not true. Second largest crypto in terms of market cap has come awfully close to reaching the digital assets all-time high. It reached 21 days ago on November 10th. I mean, just remember how fast this can change. We were just at all-time highs like 21 days ago.
Yeah. While
Bitcoin dominance has slid below the 40% zone, Ethereum's market dominance, or $557 billion market valuation, represents close to 20%. CoinMarketCap says 20.6%. Ethereum has increased 10.8% in fiat value in the last 2 weeks. I don't know if that's still true, considering the drop today. ETH is up 668% for the year, or year to date, that is. Bitcoin is only 190%. So we told you all year, and this is what's so funny when people are like, you said this price was going to do this, and you said this was going to do this. But you know what? We're just speculating. But I did tell you, Ethereum has always outperformed Bitcoin and would massively outperform Bitcoin this year. And it has. It's not even close. And what's the coin we push more than any other coin on this channel? Ethereum. So that is a lot of big wins for our community. So obviously we love XRP, we love Cardano, we love a lot of other projects, but Ethereum, is the number one. It's now our number one holding since we sold off some Bitcoin for FTT and Thorchain. So it is actually our number one holding now. Top trading pair is Tether. Statistics show that concentration by large Ethereum holders is 42%, in contrast to the 11% by large Bitcoin holders. That's kind of a scam, though, because we know a lot of those bigger Bitcoin whales have diversified into different wallets, so I don't really like that number. Whereas a lot of the Ethereum wallets haven't necessarily done that. 50.9% of Bitcoin's overall market cap. What do you guys think? I want to know, do you guys believe? Oh, somebody says they wish I hired someone named Brandon. We do have someone named Brandon that works for us, actually.
Yeah,
that
is
our
true. Editors.
Yeah. But the thing is that I want to know in the chat, do you believe that Ethereum will pass Bitcoin in market cap in this cycle to complete the flipping? I just want to know, hashtag it'll flip or hashtag no flip. That's what I want to see.
Flip or no flip?
It's close. It's close. I mean, I still think it's got a chance. If Ethereum peaks out at $10,500 1 month after Bitcoin peaks out, I believe it will pass into market cap temporarily.
Very temporarily.
Yeah, it will not be permanent.
Yeah.
Maybe a day.
That's a tough one.
Maybe
to
an
call.
hour.
It's maybe a coin flip. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. You like that?
That was a good one. Yeah, that was good. Flip, flip, no flip, no flip, flip, no flip.
Seeing
Flip,
more, about 50-50 on YouTube.
It seems, yeah. Yeah, put a poll up. We'll put a poll up. It seems about 50-50, so let's put a poll. Let's see. But Chris was showing us the other day with Ethereum how it looks like it could get up to over 10% of Bitcoin. If it gets over 10% in Bitcoin value, with one Ethereum versus one Bitcoin over 10%, I think it'll flip it. I do. I said that I think it'll flip it. It's going to get very close one way or the other. So if it gets within, a couple $1 billion and doesn't hit it, then, we were pretty close, but it is what it is. Ethereum mega whale accumulates 0.59% of ETH total supply, leading up to a recent rally. Just more evidence that things will continue to go up for Ethereum. All right, let's check this out. DeFi protocol BadgerDAO. Now, this was actually one of our coins of the week, I think, maybe late last year. BadgerDAO, remember, Mike was really big on it.
We bought some of this.
We did buy some, and price went up, and we got out of it, I think, at some point. I don't think we ever did. We never actually made it our coin of the week, I think.
I don't think we ever talked about it.
We never did. We were going to, and then it's kind of a complicated project. I think it's like Bitcoin DeFi somehow, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And I want to say this isn't the first time they've had an exploit either, because I feel like I vaguely remember something happening not long after we sold it. So
God,
they might mention it.
Look at those numbers.
Yeah, 50-50.
It is it's 49% flip to 51% no flip right now. Wow.
Yeah,
pretty
close.
impressive. How many people we got watching, TJ?
We have 11,500.
All right, we did it. We got
watching.
over 10,000. I like it.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys did that. The BitSquad does that. That's when we have the #1 community. You guys hit that like button. You help us out. We certainly appreciate that.
We have 4,000.
We spelled Lummis wrong, by the way. It's 2 M's.
Oh,
Is that Cynthia Lummis?
I assume.
Yeah, it's 2 M's.
Eron, the only worse speller in the office, probably than me.
Yeah, I would say.
At least I don't do it anymore. But I always spell check myself and use Grammarly. So.
Well, I was saying, they actually came up with the idea from Grammarly by watching me correct people. So
interesting.
DeFi protocol BadgerDAO was exploited earlier today for $120 million. It appears that the front end was compromised. Users were tricked into making unwanted transactions. DeFi protocol BadgerDAO had fallen victim to a large hack, $120.3 million. They had put out a tweet on it. I don't know if the tweet is in here. It doesn't look like it is. But it's a DeFi protocol. See, there it is. I do remember. I know these projects. BadgerDAO is a DeFi protocol focused on providing yield for Bitcoin. Provides a variety of vaults where users can park their wrapped Bitcoin and earn yields. Depending on the yield generation strategies, it's received reports of This is literally what the tweet said. I thought this was a very interesting tweet. Badger has received reports of unauthorized withdrawals of user funds. As Badger engineers investigate this, all smart contracts have been paused to prevent further withdrawals. Guys, if you're gonna put this out, you need to say, hey guys, we think we may have been hacked. You don't need to word it in this kind of mysterious way that's like, the average person in crypto, when they see that, they're like, what does that mean, unauthorized withdrawals? That's a hack.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Let's call it what it is. Let's not dice words. It's we've seen this with projects over and over.
Or at the very least, call it an exploit or a bug or something.
When projects get out in front and they own the mistakes and they alert their community to the fullest extent, they are much more forgiven. And move on much easier than ones that try to dice words. So I don't like the way that they said this. I wish they would have just called it what it was. They're always thinking we don't want to alarm people.
Well, yeah,
they already knew they were alarmed.
Yeah.
Let your people be alarmed.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
Be honest. It's not that hard.
That is it. So one user had around 900 Bitcoin worth of tokens stolen in a single transaction.
Golly.
$51 million. How much money do you have to put $51 million on one exchange?
On one project.
On one project.
Yeah.
Man, I hope it's not 100%.
Yeah, better not be.
Yeah, somebody said Thor at Rune, Thor chain, They did a great job communicating what had happened, and they owned it all. And I told you back then it was a great buying opportunity because they would bounce back, and we do know that they have
Absolutely.
bounced back. They did get hacked twice. It was a very short period of time. It was only about a 2-week period, and they owned all of it. So,
Yep.
whereas Compound tried to threaten
The users. Yeah.
to send money back that they had gotten erroneously, threatened them. So I don't know. Somebody said, what is this lossless program? Well, this lossless. I see people talking about this. That's what I want to look into. You make a note.
Sure.
I also want to do an updated video on Harmony.
I put
Talked to the Harmony people while I was down there. One of the Avalanche guys came up and talked to me. He said, hey, we're not all a financial cartel.
not all of us.
Not all of us that work here. We're normal people. I was like, cool. I know that. I know only people at the highest levels for that
Yeah,
stuff.
I wrote down, somebody was asking for a Kusama update video because I was like, oh, we did one like that. Yeah, but it's been a really long time. I was like, all right, we can do another one.
We do a Kusama polka dot, maybe combo
Type.
video.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And there was another. The lossless is one I want to look into. It is something I'm not. It's not just a random one I saw in here. It is one I think might have some potential. So I want to do a little research on it. All right, moving on here. FTX US opens trading for CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, and other Ethereum NFTs. The FTX NFTs marketplace now supports both leading platforms, letting users buy USD with credit cards and more. That we got 51% flip up there.
Yeah,
How about that?
It's
It just ticked back down to 50-50
with 2,000 plus votes.
So
that's a close one.
Guys, I want to buy a CryptoPunk.
Wait, give us a little time.
A little time?
Well, this could very high likelihood this could be buying the absolute top.
Well, no, they've actually came down a little bit. I'm pretty sure. But actually more than a little bit, I believe. So, but we were looking into buying a CryptoPunk while we were gone. And by looking into it, I mean, just, kind of like you would say, yeah, I'm looking into buying a Lambo, and you're just on the Lambo website. You know what I mean? You're not really buying one. So we were on OpenSea, zero were available.
Mhm.
There was not a single one that was available. So I don't know, maybe we check out the FTX one. Like, I think they were saying the floor price was like 400K.
For a punk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was that an ape?
That was a punk. We have an ape.
Yeah, okay.
We have an ape. It's the Easter bunny.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Would you keep saying I'm saying with a lisp, and it's not a lisp.
No, it's supposed I wasn't the one who said that.
It's Easter, like Ethereum
yeah. No,
and Easter, like Benifer.
yeah, I was there
Easter.
when Ether was born, so I'll never
Yeah.
forget. I have that
Little
picture
baby
on my
Easter
phone
bunny.
forever.
So we have an Easter monkey now. An Easter ape is what we have. Okay, so and I know we're supporting Pluto Alliance right now. We'll always support Pluto Alliance on Twitter, but I think we eventually want to change that to our Bored Ape. We were going to say change that profile. Maybe after we sell out of all the Pluto Alliance NFTs, we'll do that. Ethereum NFTs launching on FTX NFTs today. We need to at least check out this platform.
Mhm.
They got CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cool Cats, and Doodles. As with Solana, the NFTs, the FTX marketplace, the centralized custodial exchange. Do you think that this is going to play a big role in riding the price of FTT up this month?
What? I was
The FTX NFTs platform is launching.
It absolutely could.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna need, I'm sure you get FTT has some utility within that platform, I would imagine. So if big NFT whales are coming to start swapping stuff on FTX, they're gonna want that FTT, the FTT token. So yeah, I could definitely see it pumping that up.
Yeah. No news about the token in this article here. So pretty interesting stuff about this. So we'll have to check that out. Where to earn NFTs target the billion-dollar fashion industry. We did a video on this last week.
Mhm.
And then big surprise, now they are doing a video on it as well. Here's how where to earn NFTs will impact the fashion sector, metaverse. I would say this, if you guys really want to find out a lot about this, just go to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, by the way, to subscribe to our other channels. We have Hit Network, New Money Gang, and also NFT Update. DZ and Justin are phasing out to their own channel. They will not be doing an NFT Update on this channel, by the beginning of the year. So make sure you guys go subscribe to that. But if you go here and you just click videos, find the one that's got me and Derek Zoolander on it right here. New Metaverse Paradigm, Digital Fashion. Go watch that video. It actually didn't do that great, but it's very interesting stuff. And you guys would be well served to go watch it and see what's happening there.
Just real quick, show them how to search because a lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah, you just go here. If you want to see content we've done on Metaverse, you click the magnifying glass, and this will search the channel. So Metaverse, for instance, there it is. You guys see this stuff right here. Well, it disappeared because I accidentally misclicked here.
But in the future, like
Metaverse.
if you were interested and he didn't just show you which video it was, you could just go type
There it is right
fashion,
there. You'd find it. Yeah, fashion.
and it would come right up. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for NFTs or Metaverse or anything specific, and we say, oh, we've covered it before, and you don't see it
There,
immediately.
it would come right up at the top.
Yep, there you go.
Let's check it out. Let's type in the word rap. See what comes up.
Oh,
What do I have
gosh.
here? I'm genuinely curious. Rap. There, look, they come right up.
Yeah.
Look at that. The two rap songs that I've done, animated videos.
Blockchain.
I tend to really like Flippin' Friday. It's Flippin' Friday. We'll have to redo this song if we do the Flipping.
You'll have to sing that tomorrow.
That is in the sound of Lil Dicky and Chris Brown. So
I would recommend that too. Radio Face told people to watch the
Yeah.
Great Reset series, one of the
that was
best
some good
series
stuff
on the
we did.
channel. And that was something we did around this time last year.
Yep, there it is. Great Reset, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Then you have some other ones as well. So, yeah, you can find out all of these. So, good stuff. Hey, we told you Bitcoin would rule in 2020. There it is. Okay. All right. Let's move on here to the next story. Where are we at?
Powell and Lummis?
Did I cover this story? Oh, Snoop building mansion inside the Sandbox metaverse.
They've been pushing that.
Yeah, they've been pushing
everywhere.
Snoop. They've been pushing Snoop, pushing Walking Dead. Can we
Smurfs.
reach out to Sandbox? I don't know why they're not pushing us. You would think it would make sense since we have the biggest audience, but it is what it is. He has pretty big land up there. Pretty cool stuff. They've got some cool builders too.
Yeah, they've got Snoop's land looks pretty cool.
It does. It really does.
I'll
So he's
give it
building
to
a mansion in there. Go check it out. We support Snoop. Actually, on the low key, I met Snoop Dogg's business manager while we were there.
Nice.
I don't know if he knew that I knew who he was, but I did. So very interesting. He didn't know who I was, which I thought was interesting. And you know what's so funny when people come up to me? There's one thing that I really hate when people come up to me, and there's one thing that is there are two things that are like my favorite things. The thing that I hate is when somebody comes up and they act like they're a fan and they want to talk to me and ask me questions, and the whole
then
thing's a pitch.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, I want to talk to people about their crypto experience. Like, I understand you like get a minute or two with me and like you want to pitch me this thing, but you have to understand that's not the best way to do it, because you're one person in hundreds that I talk to that are trying to hand me stuff. So it's just not the best thing to try to pitch me at a conference. It's not going to go very well. So, but the things that I love the most, number one, is when somebody walks up to me and they go, "Hey," I say, "Hey," they say, "I have no idea who you are, but I want a picture because everybody else is getting one." Like, I love that. That's awesome. And then number two, my very, very favorite thing, which one person told me this time, he said, "When I first saw you, I hated you. I hated your channel. I couldn't stand what you did. But you know what happened? Over time, I learned you actually know what you're talking about. And now I watch your channel every single day." Those are the biggest compliments for me.
That's awesome.
When we change people's minds because they watch the depth that goes on this channel. So
yeah,
pretty fun stuff. But anyways, met so many people there. Shout out to all the BitSquad that was there at the conference. We love you guys. We're going to do a meetup in Texas in January. I believe we're going to do it in January. Should happen, I think, around the middle of the month. We're going to do it in Austin because it's central to Houston and Dallas. So we're going to start making plans for that probably in a couple weeks. So we'll let you know about that. But I love meeting people. I never get tired of it. Never get tired of it. I love all you guys. All right. Bitcoin Senator Lummis urges GOP to block Powell nomination over crypto policies. Lummis claims the Fed under Jay Powell has treated Wyoming's new crypto banks unlawfully. So wow, she looks like she's right out of a Western.
Yeah.
She needs a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
She's got her NRA hat on.
Yeah.
You guys know what NRA stands for, right?
Is there a joke here?
No. National Ripple Association. That's right. Cynthia Lummis is in the XRP army. Shout out to Cynthia Lummis. Shout out to Cynthia. Okay. She's asking her Republican colleagues to withhold support for Jay Powell's renomination as chair of the Federal Reserve, citing what she claims is unlawful treatment. Crypto institutions in her home state. According to a source in Lummis' office, the pro-Bitcoin Wyoming Republican is also urging Senate colleagues to block Brandon's Fed nominee, Lael Brainerd, which, by the way, there was a blocking that happened this week. It was the, was it the OCC nominee? Did you see about this?
No.
It was that person that's super bearish on crypto. I think she's a professor from MIT or she's a professor from somewhere, like an economics professor, I think. Somebody can put it in the chat if you guys remember who it was. I can't remember the name. But she got shut down. They said they would not nominate her. So that was good for crypto because she has said a lot of bad stuff.
I was going to say, it always seems like those economic professors that are the most clueless for whatever reason.
It does.
Yeah.
They are. They are. It's because they are.
It's because they're paid to be clueless, I guess.
Yeah.
They're incentivized to not understand.
Yeah. Well, crypto kind of it defies their logic.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah. So interesting.
So I'm looking. Nobody has put it in here yet. Are you down with the OCC? You know me. It was the comptroller nominee. What was her name? Somebody put it in there. Her concerns relate to the special purpose depository institutions. She characterized the Fed's treatment of SPDIs as a dereliction of legal obligations. I believe both are smart and qualified. Talking about Powell and Brainerd. So very interesting. We don't know if this will actually work. The thing is for some of these people, when they don't want these people nominated, they have to allow some of the Democratic nominees to get. So he said Omarosa or something. That doesn't sound right.
It's Omarova.
Omarova.
And it was for the office of the comptroller.
And do you see what where she's from?
I
think she's got a big degree, maybe. But,
you mean, yeah, let me look that up.
Yeah, see where she went. But at some point you got, just like they did with Trump, the Democrats, you got to approve some of the people. So you're really just trying to nail the absolute worst people you don't want in there. And so Lummis is trying to get, this nominee thrown out. We'll have to see what happens there. So also in kind of the Congress world, we did have cryptocurrency executives.
Cornell,
that's where it was. Cornell, an Ivy League school. Executives of 8 major crypto firms have been called to testify on a congressional committee on December 8th, include Coinbase's Alicia Haas, Circle's Jeremy Allaire, and Bitfury's Brian Brooks.
Brian Brooks. Back in the action.
Yeah. Be the first time companies representing the controversial sector have been questioned. This will be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens here.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll find out about this. Pretty cool stuff.
It is interesting how all this is kind of heating up, and people kind of like what you were talking about with Silbert. It's a lot of posturing and stuff, but people are definitely starting to take sides regardless of what happens. I think it's going to be interesting to see, how far they get, badgering the SEC as well for rejecting their ETF.
They're going to exploit them.
They're going to what?
Exploit them.
Oh.
Badgering. Look who else is going to be there. Sam.
Mr. Freed.
Yeah, that's right. Him and Wendy, great friends, they say. Which I do we have anybody who comes on the show that has a bad haircut?
That has a bad haircut?
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't like people with bad haircuts on my show.
Well,
Sam Bankman-Fried's got a terrible
I was going to say,
haircut. He's got
it's hard to say because you're the one who defines your opinion of a bad haircut.
Wrong.
You don't define your own opinion of a bad haircut?
No, bad haircut's very obvious.
So somebody else defines it for you. You don't.
No, it's like a moral code almost,
No, it's not.
Yeah, pretty much. What a bad hair. When y'all see a bad haircut, you know a bad haircut, right? It's like the eye test. Like it's obvious what a bad haircut is. Okay. You disagree? You don't have a bad haircut? No, I've seen you with a bad haircut before.
I do disagree because I feel like if you're putting Sam Bankman-Fried in that category, I don't think that would hold across the board.
It's
just like a fro-ish type of look is what you're saying is a bad haircut?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your opinion is what I'm saying.
Well, let's find out. Let's put a new poll up. New poll. Is this a bad haircut? Please put that in this poll. Does Sam Bankman-Fried have a bad haircut?
That's more of a no haircut.
Well, the lack of a haircut is also a haircut. So they say my haircut is worse than this one. You do not be throwing shade at my barber, okay?
Tone vague.
I don't see the poll going up, TJ. I want a poll. Does Sam Bankman-Fried have a bad haircut? I think it's going to be 80% yes.
Well, you're setting it up. The point was you define your opinion, is what I was saying.
Well, I'm just saying like 80% is a blanket opinion that is accepted as truth. I'm almost positive.
What?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
80%?
If 80% of people agree, it's a valid opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's different than saying it's a blanket truth.
Well, same thing. Valid opinion, blanket truth. I mean, it is what it is, you know? I mean, look, there are people out there that would say that like certain things are not bad that we would almost all agree are terrible things, right? It doesn't mean it's our opinion. It's not our opinion that murder is bad, but there are people out there that probably don't think murder is bad. You know what I mean? So here we go. Let's get it in. I want 80%. I want 80% yes, guys.
I'm still not seeing the leap that haircut is a moral code thing.
What? No, I didn't say having a haircut is a moral
Well,
code.
bad
I was
haircut is
equating
immoral.
it to morality.
Right, like murder.
Yeah. Like murder. A bad haircut is worse than murder, some may say.
Wow.
You got to live with it day to day. Murder, you just do once. It's over.
All right, so 640 votes in and basically 60-40.
God, man.
800
can't.
votes in.
I need 80%, guys. Y'all make this up. Jerry Astrick says 80% would be reasonable proof. Thank you. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
I just don't think I'm wrong.
Does it count as reasonable proof when you're surveying people, telling them you want them to answer a certain way?
Well, yeah, but there's certain people that want to side with you. And so
Well-
they're going to vote with you. It's the same thing. You know?
Yeah, but I'm not saying.
You gave your opinion.
Yeah, but I'm not
Yeah.
saying. Hey, I need you guys all to click this button.
Guys, click the yes button now.
Yeah,
I need to win this.
it's not going in your favor.
It's not. It's not.
Can you guys?
we
here,
need-
why don't we
guys,
do this?
We
I'll
need
just-
a new bit squad.
Let's just say everybody hit no, so we can put this to bed. We got 1,000 votes in already.
I don't
so-
want to put Sam Bankman-Fried to bed.
No, put this.
Not with a
discussion
haircut
to
like
bed.
that.
This is getting way off track.
Miami to monitor air quality on Algorand blockchain. That's the worst segment we've ever done in the history of this show. That's saying a lot, too.
Bad haircut section.
Well, and it's going terrible as I'm looking at the numbers. Miami will be deploying air quality monitoring sensors developed by French environmental tech Planet Watch to transcribe aggregated sensor data to the Algorand blockchain. What do y'all think about Algorand? Do you guys love Algorand? I want to know. It is this is the argument that tears them apart.
This was the end right here. We'll be debating this for days.
No, it was the time TJ grabbed my wrist. That was the time that we really. That was the time we.
There's been a
came
couple.
There's
of
been a
those
few.
moments,
There's
yeah.
been a few. Okay. According to officials, Algorand blockchain has been selected to store data. I think Algorand is very interesting. Somebody asked me. They said, why do you 60-40 now? God,
Yeah.
40% of you guys.
I'm gonna call it at 1,500 votes.
You can't. That means I can't win.
Well,
You're gonna call it 1,500. You might as well call it now.
you want me to call it now?
No. Okay.
All right, back to Algorand.
Had a guy come up to me. He said he actually worked for a different project. He worked for a different project, and he said, "But I work for this project, which is a good project." But he also said, "Hey, why I love Algorand? Why do you not talk about Algorand?" And I said, "Well, because Algorand's a little boring." And it's the truth. Adair Hashgraph, another one that's kind of boring. You look at a few years ago, Theta was kind of boring, right? But you see what it did. Algorand does not do sexy things. Adair Hashgraph does not really do sexy things. Kind of what I believe is actually a strength of theirs is that they don't do sexy things. They don't do stuff for hype. They don't do stuff for marketing, really. But they're behind the scenes building, doing, getting use case, okay? Algorand is actually our number 11th biggest holding, okay? It's our number 11th biggest holding, but we don't do videos on it a lot because is this a sexy story, guys? I want you to think about this. Like, is this a sexy story? Miami to monitor air quality on Algorand. No, that's not sexy. Nobody cares about this, really, okay? This will be something that goes into an airport or goes wherever it's going to be. You won't even know that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great representation, in my opinion, of Algorand and HBAR, both of them. They're doing stuff in the background that are going to change the world, but they're not doing things that are flashy. And I think that over time, this is going to be some really, some really good stuff when it comes to Algorand, that they're going to push blockchain forward in a lot of ways that you don't really know that exist. A great example of this would be, what is the name of the, okay, a great example of this is Amazon Web Services. Okay. Amazon Web Services, we all kind of know now, right? Like everybody kind of probably heard of Amazon Web Services at this point, mainly because you probably heard of what, the big controversy around Parler and all that stuff, that they can just, disband their services for different sites that they don't agree with politically, whatever the case may be. But most of us didn't know that Amazon Web Services existed when it first started.
Yeah.
Did you know Amazon Web Services is actually their number one moneymaker?
Yep.
That's why Amazon is considered a tech company. That's why it's a FANG stock, because it's a tech company. To us, it's retail, because that's what we see. But the bigger stuff is going on in the background. We don't even know is happening. And I think that's a great, a really great example of, what Algorand is doing. They're building in the background stuff that's going to impact things in a massive way, but the stories aren't sexy. So that's why we don't talk about it a lot, but we do love it. So, all right, moving on here. E-commerce giant Mercado Libre taps Paxos to power crypto service in Brazil. We told you guys, whenever you see Paxos, read that as PayPal. Read that as PayPal, because that is the company behind Paxos now. New Order DAO to launch 30 to 40 DeFis in collaboration with Outlier Ventures. New Order Inc.'s partnership with Basecamp, an incubator by Outlier Ventures, to launch a new generation of DeFi.
Wow. Basecamp's big.
Yeah. Oh, Basecamp.
Yeah. They run a lot of
like web design stuff, right?
Yeah, CRM, website, a lot of different stuff. So that's interesting.
Yeah. T Salty says bath salts hit different in Florida. Yeah. I hear that's true. Together with Basecamp, they are going to release between 30 and 40 DeFis. Now that's interesting. Between 2022 and 2023, that's going to be a great time to launch, because that's going to be as things are going down and hitting bottoms.
Yeah.
Because we're looking right now at, we're looking now at different investments. We're looking at like, private kind of venture capital stuff. And there's stuff we don't really want to invest in right now because it's going to launch in a bear market, especially near the beginning. It's going to be horrible. So things that are launching at the end of next year, I think they're going to do really well. They'll probably will not move a lot at first, but probably find some good base points to get into. And the SEC chair says innovation around DeFi could be real. Wow. That is really cool.
That's deep. Could be real.
And look at that guy.
It's interesting. I know we started really talking about DAOs being the next big.
Gary Gensler. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
No, I know we've been
him.
talking a lot about DAOs lately, but it was interesting at the conference and in the news. We're hearing a lot more references to DAOs. And then, Ian, I was interested that Ian was so keyed in on it like we are. You know, really watching a lot of the DAO activity. And I think they're going to take a long time to develop. There's going to, we just covered the BadgerDAO. There's going to be a lot of hacks, a lot of bugs, a lot of exploits as we're figuring these DAOs out. But once we do, just like you used that example of decentralized exchanges, like once those big breakthroughs come, it's gonna get wild.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get crazy. So, back to this real quick. I mean, does he not look like a person not from this earth? He's a very concerning person. Also, doesn't have to worry that much about a bad haircut. While Gensler believes that DeFi could be a source of innovation, he claims it has to fall within the existing regulatory framework. The innovation could be real, but they won't persist if they stay outside of the regulatory framework. And I think that was actually one of the more interesting conversations and introversation that I had yesterday at my panel, which was to talk about DAOs and DeFi and Metaverse. Remember, guys, we don't know where regulation is going around this stuff. And when you see Gary Gensler start looking at these things, it can be a little concerning for the overall, future of these areas. Now, 59 to 40%.
2,000 votes.
God, man. What?
Right. I win this one.
You did win this round. I mean, you won the poll. It's still a bad haircut. I'll never say that's an opinion. So you might have tricked them, because you got bots,
Oh,
I will not ever be tricked into
Yeah.
saying that's not a bad haircut. So
or your opinion.
it's definitely not an opinion. It's a fact. Bad haircut. It's a fact. So anyways, but it's very interesting. We don't know how regulation is going to shape around these things. So pay attention. That doesn't mean don't go invest in those projects. It just means you need to have a little bit of reservation to understand we don't know what the future looks like in these industries yet. So, all right, guys, I think that is all we got. I got, they said, so we know Ben is the judgy one. I don't know. I think we're probably equally as judgy, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe about just different things. I judge like a lot of stuff. TJ just judges me. All right, guys, that's all I got. Be blessed. Well.